Blues and E. Here we go. Ready? Alright, so what we got here is like a real easy beginner blues, or let's just say a blues in E that's great for beginners, right? And you can kind of break it down into little chunks and learn pieces of it. And either way, it's always going to sound good. So what we're going to start with is just strings 2 and 3. That's where most of the action is. You got this little riff that's made of this little, okay, ending on string 1 there. But you got this little riff that can be used a lot of different ways in anytime you want. But in this particular tune, we're just going to go up and down. Okay, this is real simple. Strings 2 and 3, and I'm going to start off with string 2 is open, index finger is on string 3, first fret, and I'm just going to play those 2 strings. Okay, now the next thing is we're going to go to the same finger, index finger is going to hold down both strings on fret 2. Okay, and then the next thing is going to be same 2 strings. But now I like to use fingers 2 and 3 for this. I'm going to put my second finger on the second string, 3rd fret. My ring finger is on string 3 at the 4th fret. Okay, that's it. So here's what we got so far. We just have this at the 1st fret, both strings on the 2nd fret, then the 2 strings on the 3rd and 4th frets. Then we're going to go back to the 2nd fret. Then we're going to start with both of these strings open and do a hammer on with the index finger on the string 3, like kind of what we started with. Just like that. Last thing you got to do is play string 1 open. So if I go real slow, it sounds like this. We're going to do that twice. Alright. Good news is, we're just going to add 5 to everything. We're going to move things up 5 frets. So now, same 2 strings. We're going to frets 5 and 6 with fingers 1 and 2. Okay? I'm going index fingers on string 2 at the 5th fret. Your middle finger is on string 3 at fret 6, okay? Same 2 strings. This is like when the tune goes to A. So now we're in A, okay? Now we're doing like an A chord kind of thing. So we got 5 and 6. Then we got, with the index finger, we have both of the strings on 7. Then, with the other 2 fingers, fingers 2 and 3, or say your middle finger and your ring finger, are respectively on frets 8 and 9 on strings 2 and 3. Okay, so it's the same kind of idea. Then I'm back to 7 on both strings. Now, I'm going to do this hammer-on business again, right? So I'm actually going to, when I go to 5, I'm going to bar all 3 strings with the index finger. But I'm only going to play strings 2 and 3, and I'm going to do the hammer-on with the second finger on the string 3, right there at fret 6. And then I'm going to grab string 1. So this one, when it goes to A, it sounds like so. Alright? And we're going to do that one time. Then we're going to go back to E. So I'm going to play what we have so far. This is the first 8 measures of this blues in E. So when it's on E, we have this. We're going to do it again. Right? Now it's going to go to A. We're going to jump up here one time. Then it's going to go back to E for 2 more measures. It's the first 8 measures. Now the last 4. Okay? So we have a measure of B7. And if you don't know B7, a good way to look at this is like, there's a couple ways. But anyway, your index finger for now. The way that I think is the best way right this second anyway. My index finger is going to 4. Okay? 4th string, 1st fret. Okay, that's my index finger right there. String 4, fret number 1. Now, the other 3 fingers are going to hold down strings 5, 3, and 1, all on fret number 2. That's going to be your B7. Okay? It's kind of a mess, but, you know, the thing that messes with everybody in the beginning is that little finger. They just can't get that sucker to make it. But, you know, just keep on, keep on, keep on working that. Just tell it. Just be a drill sergeant, you know. Slave driver on that little finger until it gets its stuff together. Okay, so that's your B7. Now, the cool thing about going to the next chord, which is A7, the way I like to do it, because, you know, I'm teaching this stuff. I want to keep things simple for everybody. We can make it hard later, you know, if that's like a goal, right? I don't think so. Anyway, so B7, bam, there it is, right? So now all we have to do to get to A7 is we're going to slow-mo here, okay? I'm going to walk you through it. You're going to lift the 2 middle fingers, fingers 2 and 3, or your middle and ring finger. You're going to lift those, okay? You just move the other 2 fingers 1 fret this way. Then slip your 2nd finger, your middle finger, on string 2 at the 2nd fret. So that's 2nd finger, 2nd string, 2nd fret. This gives you the A7 that we want. There's a few other ways to play A7, sure. But in this particular tune, or the way we're doing this one, we want to use that because we want this note on top. Because a second ago on the B7, that note was up there. Then we go to A7. What makes that cool is the bass line's going down, but this note is going up. So it's this counterpoint kind of thing. Which leads us to this other nifty little blues cliche kind of thing, which is what I'm shooting for here. It's like cliche kind of, everybody's got to know it blues stuff, is that you go to the 3rd fret, okay? Strings 1 and 3. Did I hold it 4 fingers? Strings 1 and 3, right? And we're going to go right here. And there's a few different ways to do this, or at least a couple that I can think of right now. But the first time I played through this, I went both of those strings, 1 and 3, on the 4th fret, okay? And so I'm just told, it's like I'm doing Spider-Man over here, you know. I've got this finger's out, these are in the middle, I'm shooting a web, right? Okay, so I'm going to play with the right hand, I'm going to play strings 3, 1, 3. Then I'm going to move it down a fret. And then I'm going to move it down another fret. And then the last thing is I do that hammer on string 3, followed by string 1. Okay? So this little business is, and you want to be thinking in terms of like triplets there, because each one of those things is a beat. So it's a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, okay? I'm going to put the B7, the A7, and that little thing together now. Slow-mo, I did like a little thing kind of like this. was down, up, down, down, up, down. That's all that was. Down, up, down, down, up, down. And then 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. The last thing, because I'm trying to slam all this stuff into one time through, right? I got the little walk up that you hear a lot of times. In this case, it's going to start on the G note. I'm just on the big string, 3rd fret, 3rd finger. The next string, string 5, goes open, 1, 2. Make sure your 2nd finger lands there. No other finger needs to be there except your 2nd finger. Because now you're going to put the other 3 fingers onto that B7 again and strum it. So the very end is like that. Alright, now I'm going to put all of the last 4 measures together. Start with B7, down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay, that's the turnaround, they call it. Those last 4 measures, kind of like take it up, bring it all the way back around to the beginning. Because the next thing you know, we're doing this again. Okay, now at the beginning, what I did is I actually played bass notes, like just a steady quarter note kind of pulse thing for like the root notes on the E and the A. So I'm going to slip that in now. Everything else you've learned so far is the same. This whole thing doesn't go away. Okay, all we're going to do different now is this thumb on this right hand is going to play this a lot, right? So now I'm going to go. Through. Alright, that's 2. When it goes up to the 5th fret and it goes to A, this thumb is going to go to the A string, open, just like it was on the big string, but now it's on string 5. And now I'm going to go. Goes back to E, so my thumb goes back to the big string. Down, up, down. Now, if you're watching close and listening, you'll hear that when I go right here on the 3 and the 4, I actually slide from 2 and 3. That's going to give it like a little more flavor, right? That's going to make you sound more like a human, less like a robot, right? And then I start to kind of shuffle this bass note around. See in there, I kind of like, I alternated, ba-da, 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 right? Instead of bam, bam, instead of all that together on the right hand, I was like, so I'm just going to leave that to you to bring that around, you know. I don't want to like complicate things too much. It needs to be simple in the beginning, because I believe if you can get it straight ahead, it's the cool factor is going to take care of itself once you internalize it, you know. Anyway, and the same thing on the A. slid from 7 and 8 up to 8 and 9. What? That's not the one I want. There we go. Okay. And then the last thing I want to add is like this little thing that goes. Actually, I hear people do that one a lot, but the way I learned it in the beginning, I did learn it. It doesn't work so much in other keys, but for E, it kind of works because we can use this open string. Okay, and that is that everything is the same as this, except I did. That's not even a word. I did a hammer-on, right? On string 3 with my second finger, right? And then I grab string 1. So I start with like it's all open, right? And when I do the hammer-on, I actually hammer on both fingers. It's so much easier. So I'm just going to go, like if you can look at my left hand, watch this. And so I grab string 3, hammer, and then I grab string 1. All right? Everything's the same. String 1 goes from 4th fret to 3rd fret to 2nd fret to open. And this string's going 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm exaggerating right now, but... Alright? Right, you get the picture. So, that ending, that turnaround could be... If you find it easier, you just like the way it sounds. I'll do both, back and forth, whatever. Or it could be this. Here's this one. Here's this one. Or even you could go play both of those strings together at the same time, leave the open string out, and just go. Right? Or and that, ladies and gentlemen, is like an easy, simple blues in E that a beginner can get their hands on and have a lot of fun with. So the tabs for this lesson, they're all available. All the lessons I see that I put on YouTube are all available at brockguitar.com. Go over there, sign up for lessons, and I hope to see you there. And so I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.